Imagine an army with no weapons, no bullets, and no desire to fight. In the final stages of World War II, the Allied forces faced a logistical nightmare on the Western Front. They needed to convince the German High Command that a massive attack was coming exactly where it wasn't. To the generals, this seemed like an impossible illusion. But the solution didn't come from West Point, it came from art schools. They created the 23rd Headquarters Special Troops, a unique unit of 1,100 actors, artists, and sound engineers. Their mission was simple: use absolute creativity to save thousands of real lives. The enemy's aerial and ground reconnaissance was constant. Therefore, every detail of this deception had to be flawless to create a halo effect of authority. The unit arrived in Europe with a strange arsenal: hundreds of inflatable rubber tanks, wooden airplanes, and massive speakers. From a distance, an inflatable rubber tank looked identical to a 30-ton Sherman, but it weighed only 90 pounds. Therefore, the soldiers could move an entire armored division overnight to a completely new location. Visual trickery, however, wasn't enough to fool the experienced German spies on the ground. The unit realized that the sounds of moving armor and radio chatter were essential to the illusion. Therefore, they recorded actual military maneuvers on massive wire recorders and played them back through powerful speakers that could be heard 15 miles away. The deception went even deeper into the territory of social engineering. When soldiers went into local French towns, they wore fake unit patches of elite divisions that were actually hundreds of miles away. They knew spies were listening in every cafe, therefore they accidentally leaked false information over drinks, making the illusion feel real. It was a masterpiece of tactical theater, but the risk was extreme. If a single German patrol captured an inflatable tank, the entire secret would vanish, compromising the real Allied advance. At one point, 2 French civilians spotted soldiers lifting a tank with their bare hands. Therefore, the unit had to pretend they were super soldiers to maintain the illusion and keep the secret safe. Their greatest performance came during the critical crossing of the Rhine River, where they successfully diverted the enemy from the real attack point. The deception worked so well that the opposing forces fired on empty rubber decoys for hours, but the world wouldn't know of their heroism for another 50 years. The entire mission was classified top secret, therefore these men returned home as silent heroes. They proved that strategy, creativity, and deception can be more powerful than any conventional weapon. Access the next file to see how a group of high society thieves turned a $500 million museum into a puzzle with no solution.